Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. So someone shared a clip with me from LBC. It was a video clip, and it was talking about Rishi Sunak. And this caller was calling in saying that I assume he wanted Boris Johnson to take over from Liz Truss, to come back. And he was suggesting that Rishi Sunak wasn't British, even though he was born in Britain. And he was just, it was obviously a racist argument he was trying to make, this whole kind of argument that because Rishi Sunak is Asian or a person of colour, that somehow he can never be British. And even though the person on the line reminded them that Boris Johnson was born in New York, and I believe his heritage is actually, isn't it Turkish or something like that? But it's just this whole argument is an argument of division. Of course, and that's why I don't like this idea of categorizing and things like that. I think we should see ourselves as humans. If we see ourselves as humans, then we can't have that argument. But the thing is, I was thinking that, I bang on about the changing of the system and having a better world for all humanity. And I realised part of the problem isn't just the system itself and how we're trained and all that, and how we're allowed to live in these divisions and foster these kinds of thoughts and patriotism to the system and to our country, and all these people, that uphold it and keep it going. But it's also ourselves, because we're the ones that are allowing ourselves to be deluded in not seeking or seeing the truth, even though we all must know it, no? Don't we all know? Don't we all know that the system that we're living in isn't the best for humanity? This idea of having money, this idea of having people die of things that we already have cures of because they're a poor country, and, debt and, all the cost of living thing that's going on now, that countries, poorer countries have been living like that forever and worse, starving and dying, their one existence being robbed of them because of a stupid system that came from people 1,000 years ago that just want to possess, and it's all about greed and power. The thing is, we all know it, and yet we all carry on like that racist on LBC. He will just carry on doing that, and he won't see the truth. But is that willful ignorance, or you could say for that yeah, that's willful ignorance, because it's accepted that that's not right. But is it right that we all live divided? Is it right that we all have forgotten that we're all human beings, and when we were born we were fresh babies, and we're taught all the things that we're taught? We're taught to divide each other into colour, into country, and into rich and poor, and that we can only do things for each other if we have money, if we have an agreement, as if that's the only way to live. If I've come through it seeing that this isn't the only way and there are better ways, I don't know what they are, I don't know how long it would take us to get to them, but I do know that that's the problem, because those people who are deluded, which is not deluded, but we're all brainwashed. I was brainwashed. I still am brainwashed. I'm still living my system life, because I've had so many years, 20 odd years, 30 years of watching TV, of being at school and all that kind of stuff. The system that has guided us through books and texts and things like that, and professors and white coats and celebrities. So even for me, it's impossible for me to, even though I know that what's right and what's wrong, I still can't help myself, because I still live within that system. My brain is programmed in that system, and it's difficult to, you'd have to hard-wipe me and then reset me and reteach me. But while all those thoughts of 20, 30 years are still in there, it's impossible to eradicate or change it. But our futures, yes, those we can, if we acknowledge that. But the thing is, how do you get, how many billions, 7 billion people to suddenly change their mind of how we see humanity, how we see each other, how we see our lives in existence, and how we can live and how we choose to live? Because we do choose. We choose this. Let's be honest. There's no one forcing us except ourselves. Well, until we see that, it's not going to change, is it? So part of the problem is the system that we're all taught through education, through our parents, because we pass it down to each other because we know no better. We think it's the best thing to be patriotic to a country, to a colour, to all these kinds of things, where they're all just man-made constructs that, you know, if it doesn't work, if it causes division, if it causes suffering, why are we continuing with it? Take care, take bless and peace.